for that. I think about the ways I could get you back in my heart. I'm love drunk, steady drinking till I am dead. I'm drunk, can't get you out of my.
I don't know if you guys can see me that well. Maybe it doesn't matter though. Should I come up here to the whiteboard actually? You know what? Let's do that. I'm just gonna have to hit one of these real quick. Apologies. Alright. Let's get that like that. Let's get some more vibes going. Boom skis. Let's get that one on. Just get a little extra hint on there. We're just doing some things. Let's get a little zoom in. A little better. More zoom in. There we go. Alright, that's fire. Good money. Alright. So, popping gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm hype. I have no clue what that was. I'm hype. So today is day one of, I have no clue, at least the next 3 weeks for sure. I'm definitely going at least the next 3 weeks every day until my 21st birthday, which is going to be pretty cool. So it's currently December 9th. Hopefully that's in focus. If not, it feels bad. And my birthday's in 3 weeks on December 30th. It's on Monday. I didn't know that. I hadn't checked yet. So I'm going to be posting Road to Renaissance videos every single day. Now, they're not going to be as long as the old ones. They're going to be more focused. I'm just going to be talking about one, maybe two, but most likely just one topic in every video. And you're kind of just going to be catching snapshots of my life. So sometimes, most of the times, you'll probably catch me here in the room after I've just learned something, or I have a lesson I want to share with you guys, or I have an idea, or something to share, maybe on the whiteboard, whatever. But other times you'll catch me outside or at the gym, or you'll catch me doing something, or whatever. You'll catch me making something. You'll catch me in the middle of something, whatever it is. But I really want this show to be as fun and creative, as flowing as possible, and allow me to just show up every day for it, because that's something I really want to do, and I know it's possible. And I know that if I go all in on this like one style where I can show up, make maybe like 30-minute, maybe hour-long videos. Hours is probably like the most I'm trying to hit. I'd say 30 minutes is probably the goal I'm going for. 30-minute videos where I'm still getting the cool B-roll and the edits in there. I'm still getting like my photos, and I can still have like my little shutter moments with the pictures, which are cool, and I really love those. I can still get creative with it, but it's not too much, and it's still more focused on the talking head and the actual value and what I'm bringing to you in terms of the story, the connection, and the lesson, the takeaway. And so I wanted to really shift where I've been, going with my channel in terms of, okay, what am I doing in terms of content? What am I doing in terms of business? I haven't really known, who's my avatar? What am I helping them with? What is this? What am I trying to really cultivate here? And now I feel like I really understand that I want to kind of have my niche be people who refuse to be in a niche, which is not necessarily people who refuse to be in a niche, but it's more like us with multiple interests, right? For those who have multiple interests, those who love to write, those who love to record, those who love to paint. You saw my Use the Darkness painting earlier. For those who love to, be outside, do things physical, stuff like this, whatever. For those who refuse to be put on a box, right? The conscious creators, the artists, the entrepreneurs, the athletes, the visionaries. That's what we're about here. You know what I mean? That's what we're about here, at my channel on JC Dubs. That's what I'm about. And that's what Digital Renaissance Creators is about. You know what I mean? So, hey man, if you want to join up our Digital Renaissance Creators community, you can join my free newsletter. if you caught my free ebook with the first link in the description, you can join up, or you can go to that second link in the description, and I have all my other links and stuff like that in my other, my other freebies. So you can check that out there. But I'd love to, have you there. We have 100 other creators on the newsletter who are actively, getting the daily insights that I drop them every day and implementing them with the action steps I also put in there. So if you want like more exclusive content, I also cool little exclusive pictures and videos in the newsletters itself. So if you want exclusive content, daily content in your inbox from the kid, that's where you know where to go. But in this video, I want to share what got you here won't get you there. And I think this is a very, very, very important mindset. So I was actually just watching a video about vlogging. You guys saw me in time lapse. I was doing a couple things, and this morning I was kind of just not really feeling like working. I had a crazy like writing day yesterday. So instead of going to bed when I finished posting my letter and my video, I decided, yo, I'm gonna make this into our course anyway, so we might as well just put it up for pre-sale. So I did it. Gotta get that MVP out, baby. So I did that. Got that. Where I was at the park. Let's go. I'm so tired. I haven't eaten anything in about 14 hours, I think, so I'm gonna go eat something and then go to bed. And so I'm like not feeling writing at all right now. I know I'm gonna have to write later because I have to get a letter out today. That's something I'm super committed to. And I know I'll be able to do that later for sure, but I'm not in that moment right now. I'm not in that space right now. So I've kind of been in this like, okay, I want to consume, I kind of want to take some things in. So this morning I just been, on my consuming, on my studios, on my learning things. I was watching a couple of videos by Nero the Goat, and then I came across this video. I've been getting more into just a few here and there YouTube videos, trying to expand my knowledge, my perspective when it comes to YouTube, trying to create a new approach. And this video, this new vlogging style kind of came across, and it was just talking about the concept of this more Sam Sulik style, this more, raw talking head style. If you guys watch Hamza, if you guys know Hamza's doing something like this on his fitness channel, and it was really cool to see. Hamza actually got to day 30 of his vlogs. He's only missed one day, by the way, which was like 2 or 3 days ago, and he only missed it because he literally injured himself while he was training, and it's for him training kickboxing. So he does talking head, and then he also has like him training kickboxing, and it's like, well, if he's not training because he was injured that day, why would he vlog? He can't rock. You know what I mean? So, and it was just cool to see that he was on day 30 of that, and I was like, yo, I want to do that. I want to show up and have that daily vlog as well. And so, you know what? Boom. Like, let's do it. Let's make Road to Renaissance that. And so my first few episodes that were like an hour plus 2 hours long, those first 3 episodes are the preseason. And right now, we're going to be doing the daily vlog. And this is going to be, like I said, 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes. That's the goal. I don't want them to be too long. An hour, if they're an hour, I'm cool with that. But once they're pushing that, like, I'm like, nah. 30 minutes to an hour is like, yo, that's the money right there for me. Like, I'd say like 25 to 30 minutes is solid. 25 to 45 is like, and then like an hour is like, all right, I'm still cool with that. And I was just talking about that because I'm trying to figure out, how do I get past this constraint of mine in terms of breaking past 1,000 subscribers? I mean, I have 1,300 subscribers, right? But since I've gotten to 1,000 subscribers, my growth has been slower. So I went from 69 to 1,000 subs in like 100 days, basically. It was actually 80 days, from May 15th to about August 2nd, when I was doing my daily uploads for 101 days. but it wasn't this vlog style. It was more just like a regular talking head, not necessarily doing things that were like in my day. I guess it kind of was because I was outside a lot of those times, and you kind of like saw me when I was talking about the ideas I had on my walks through the day. Maybe that was an aspect that wasn't leaning on. Actually, one of my previous clients and my ex partner, actually Erin, she told me that when she was watching my videos, when she first found my content back like late June, a lot of my intrigue was, obviously like my personality and like my magnetism and the stuff I was sharing. But the fact that I was just outside, like constantly moving, was also very engaging because it was also beautiful outside. And I was on walks a lot of those times in those videos. So that actually does make a lot of sense thinking about it now. But I was trying to figure out, how do I get past this constraint, right? And like, I need a new vehicle. And this is the concept that I'm trying to hit on here, right? What got you here won't get you there. You have to break past, right? What got you from level 0 to level 2 ain't going to get you from level 2 to level 5. You know what I mean? I was on a coaching call with one of my most loyal subscriber, my dog Sam. Yeah.
Stage of where you're at. And so these sort of ideas and principles can be applicable anywhere. It's just how you're using them and how you're applying them. And that's where people get stuck. That's where people also grow a lot. It's because they're applying them in the wrong place. Hello.
Nah, that's super real, dude. That's so real, bro. I'll wrap up here. This is my last thing. I'm gonna be a little bit more dad. He'll be alright though.
Yeah, probably gonna go soon as well.
But yeah, I feel like, one, I'll say this. I think this is probably something that self-improvement YouTube has seen, that like self-improvement is those 3 habits that you said. And it's like, no, self-improvement isn't about habits. Self-improvement is a way of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I want to bring this more like esoteric perspective to self-improvement, because I want to show you that, no, this is about evolving. That is what you're here to do. You're here to evolve. Like, that is the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the point is to make progress. The point is to grow. The point is to be better. The point is to evolve, to strive, right? And, from the relative perspective, that can be seen as improvement, self-improvement.
Yeah.
And so I just think that like self-improvement is about being better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is about in all ways of life. Like Dan Coe says that self-improvement is about like just improving your life in general. It's about business. It's about productivity. It's about fitness. It's about health. It's about everything. And I agree with that. And I think that like that is because, I mean, what goes outside of improving yourself?
No improvements, going backwards. Yeah.
Right. And so, that was kind of like my point on like just a little perspective change on what self-improvement is. But just to wrap up to what we were talking about when we got into talking about self-improvement, because of the like improving your videos, quality, and like the information. So a lot of like the self-improvement videos, like a lot of people that are in personal development, self-improvement, spirituality, anybody who's trying to help people, whatever. A lot of the stuff, even if it is good information, a lot of it isn't actionable. Right?
Yeah.
Even if you do have good mindset shifts, even if you do have good paradigm things, even if you could have good tactics, how can you actually tell people like, yo, do boom, 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 boom? Like, that's what I've been trying to figure out better myself. Like, I'll literally give you 4 points. Like, these are action steps you're taking. We do that in the newsletter. That's what I'm doing more. I did that in today in Road to Renaissance episode 3 at the end of the video. I think there's a 5-step action prompt. Like, bro, I'm literally telling you, it's like that. Just do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you can actually get people to move, to take the action, that's what's going to create the change. And if you can get people to change their lives, they're going to associate that change with you. They're going to associate the feelings of that change with you, bro. They're going to love you. And that's what's going to happen. That's that loyalty. That's when they're going to start buying your stuff.
Yeah. That's how I get the money. Cool. That's pretty much it. Probably gonna go dig holes.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, bro. It was awesome, Sam. We got to do this. I think I'm gonna start hosting like a weekly call where we can hop on and chop it up, like for the group chat.
Yeah, definitely. I'll probably.
Yo, Sam, pound that shit, G. Yo, if you're not Sam, pound it. No one's left out. All right, no one's left out. But basically, if you're on my newsletter, I actually have a free chat that my newsletter subscribers get to join. So like a newsletter exclusive, but it's all free, so you can come join there. And in that chat, I basically drop like spontaneous coaching calls whenever. And so Sam had hopped on one, like me and Sam was chopping it up one time. And we were talking about like his journey with self-improvement and how arbitrarily, like a lot of self-improvement. This is why I like, oh man, like I hate regular self-improvement. I'm probably gonna make a video called like fuck self-improvement. Do this instead. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's video. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna write that down. And the thing is, esoteric self-improvement, which is my approach, is, you know, still kind of self-improvement, but it's different. So he was talking about that. And he was talking about how like meditation, reading, cold showers, journaling, like these things, like the arbitrary self-improvement habits, it's like, what are these things actually for if you're not using them to build something? If you're not using them to build your YouTube, if you're not using them to build skills, if you're not using them for fitness, if you're not using them to build your business, if you're not using them for purpose, for actualizing yourself, for creating, for developing, it's like, what is it actually like really for if you're not building something with it? You know what I mean? And that's real. And I think like that's definitely something that I had to grasp personally for self-improvement. It's like, yeah, like what does that even, it's yeah, it's like, what is it for? Like I think that's a big reason to why most people can't actually stick with the self-improvement habits, or like any habits really that you want to stick to. It's because you don't actually have clarity of what you're trying to do it for. It's like you don't actually have a good enough reason you feel like you're doing this, and so it's like, why am I doing it? Like for me, I can sit here and work. Yesterday I fucking worked like 6-7 hours after I was like mad tired. Like physically I was doing a lot of stuff yesterday until like 5-6 p.m. And then you know what, I fucking grinded like 6 hours from like 6 p.m. to like 1 a.m. on my ebook, on my course, just on my business. And it was lit. You know why? Because I can show up and do the work because I have that clarity. I know where I'm trying to go. I know I'm trying to help my people. I know I'm trying to serve. I know I want to help people improve their mindset, improve their mental health, improve their productivity so they can actually do the things they want to do. You know what I mean? It's like a year ago, I couldn't do the things I wanted to do and it just fucking sucked. I couldn't work for like 20-30 minutes, let alone 4-6 hours. You know what I mean? And now I get into 4-6 hour like deep flow state sessions like very easily. I work for, I've clocked multiple 12-14 hour days. Like I've done these things because I just learned how to work. And I'm gonna be talking about that. Actually, I gotta actually include that in my book. I actually just released that. It's actually available right now for $15. That's in the description, the Digital Alchemist Blueprint. I actually need to include a chapter about how to work, like a practical, like, yo, these are the principles of how to actually work and how to develop your skill of working longer, increasing your stamina, retraining your focus, those kinds of things. Not like specific work tactics of like, yo, like sit at your keyboard and write this way. Like not like that. You can learn those skills. I'm not going to try to teach you that kind of shit. But like the practical fundamental principles of working. You know what I mean? But to talk about all of that, you know, talking about Sam's story, he was talking about how like all that shit was just, it just didn't make any sense. It was kind of just there, right? And how self-improvement, it was just like he kind of started disassociating with it. And I felt the same, but it was kind of for a different reason. Me personally, I didn't like a lot of the stigma of like almost like self-improvement dogma, if you think about it, like the self-improvement culture of like, oh, you're a piece of shit, that you have to like be better, like you suck. It's like things like this. It's just self-improvement kind of almost inherently has this very egoic, very dualistic perspective on yourself, and it's a very like harmful view, and I just don't like it. Like it kept me having poor mental health even though I was on self-improvement for 6 months, even though I was on like a conscious spiritual journey. I got into self-improvement back in July of 2023, right? And I really started getting into it heavily when I found Hamza's content in November. But even still, it wasn't until April, which is 5 months after November, which is when I started getting heavily onto self-improvement. It wasn't until then when I started really feeling like I was really making progress on my mental health journey. And that didn't really start coming until I found esotericism. I found metaphysics. That was when that really started happening. That's when I started like being open to concepts of non-duality and mysticism and law of one and things of that nature. Hermeticism. Yeah. So for me personally, I kind of had this like self-improvement. It's there's no like spirit there's not much spirituality in self-improvement. And if there is, it's a lot of it is like religious spirituality. And religious spirituality is just it's still like the same paradigm of you're inherently outsourcing your power. You're inherently not good enough. You're inherently like trapped in this like egoic, dualistic perspective. And I just don't like it. Because it makes you feel like you're not good enough. It makes you feel like you suck, that you can't have these things that you want to have, that you can't be the things that you want to be right now because you can. You can. You can be abundant right now. You can feel the way you want to feel right now. Earlier, I mentioned I was watching one of Neo's videos. He was talking about how the only reason you want to have, a shift in your reality, in your physical plane, is because you want to have the feeling that's associated with the outcome that you're thinking of, right? You want to have the feeling that's associated with money, like freedom, like more status, like more creativity, more ability to produce work, to make change, whatever it is, right? You want the feeling of love and of partnership. You want the feeling of those things. And the thing is, it doesn't require the things to have the feelings. You can just have the feelings right now. Because the feelings, right, the mental and the spiritual plane, your thoughts, your emotions, these things are above the confines of space-time. These things are above the 3D plane. You don't have to stay restricted to them. That was a bit of a ramble, but when I started getting into these more metaphysical perspectives, and if you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can go on my channel and, obviously, I have way more stuff on this. I have way more videos on this kind of stuff. But these kinds of teachings really elevated my consciousness and my awareness to the level that really started easing the suffering that I was still holding on to. That made forgiveness and letting go way easier. You know what I mean? Forgiving others especially. And I'm not going to lie, I got a lot of work to do on forgiving myself. Like I still have blocks on forgiving myself for things I've done when it comes to hurting people, when it comes to, the wrongs I've committed in my life. That's something I still got to work through. That's something I'm still trying to process. I'm still trying to heal. I'm still trying to bring the shadows into the light and say, Jay, I understand. I forgive you, and it's okay. I'm still getting better at that. That's something that's definitely a weakness of mine. Just gonna keep it so real with y'all right now. But I've made so much progress in like doing the things that matter to me and living a fulfilled life. Can you see the smile on my face right now? Like you can't fake this kind of shit. You know what I mean? You can't fake the energy that's in that laughter right now. You can't fake the fact that I love the work that I do. You can't fake the fact that I don't know how long I've been recording, maybe like 15 minutes at this point. And I'm just in a flow state. I'm just going right now. Honestly, I'm about to check because I think it is 15 minutes. I'm just like a quick side note. I'm pretty sure that my perception of time is literally so on point, bro. Like I'm so good at being able to estimate how much time has passed. Bro, I'm about to check this camera. If it's been 15 minutes, you need to like and subscribe to this video right now. All right? Promise me that. I'm about to check. All right? You can literally check right now. So you should have already liked and subscribed, but I'm about to check. All right? Oh, 19 minutes. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yo. I'll see those muscles, bro. Yo, I need to get back in the gym. Yo, I'm not going to lie. I've not been in the gym like 2 weeks, but it's okay. I'm about to get back in there. Trust. I'm not going to lie. I've kind of been in like a little hole. I fell back into a lust a couple times over the past couple weeks. I've been like grinding super hard with business, trying to figure things out, trying to get my head on straight. Life's been, it's also been mad cold in the mornings, so I haven't like wanted to walk to the gym because it's been like 30 degrees in the morning some of these days. I'll be like, yo, what the flip, dude? Like, I left New Jersey to live to not be that cold. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Anyways, so I've been lacking on fitness, but I haven't been lacking on productivity. I haven't been lacking on mental health. You know what I mean? And that's what really this channel is about. This channel is about helping you improve your mental health, improving your productivity, unblocking your unlimited creativity, 10xing your fulfillment. You know what I mean? Improving your mindset. As a polymath, as a Renaissance creator, as someone who wants to pursue multiple disciplines, as someone who loves to synthesize, as someone who wants to be a content creator, who wants to share their lessons. That's what this channel is for. And, my personal journey with esoteric self-improvement of, kind of leaving normal self-improvement. I started to not identify with self-improvement around April, when I started getting on my more esoteric mystical journey. And then around October, I realized that I was way too deep in like this ideological, like spirituality culture. And I was just like, nah, I gotta get down to the physical. I need to get grounded again. And I was not grounded at all. I was like way too high in the cosmos. Way too high in the cosmos. My head was super in the clouds. And I came back down to earth, and I'm not gonna lie, self-improvement really helped ground me in it. And so what I decided to do was, how about I just create my own self-improvement protocol, my own self-improvement philosophy that includes my metaphysical and mystical teachings, that comes to self-improvement with a non-dualistic perspective, that allows you to see your improvement of yourself not as, I suck, I need to be something that I'm not, but as the conscious evolution of your soul's journey. That's it. I'm gonna leave with this final saying, and we're gonna leave off here because, honestly, I don't really need to say much else. Actually, I lied. We're actually gonna talk about something else. So I'm gonna say this last point on that, and then we're gonna get into this last point. We're all, if you're still in this video, it's very likely that you're open to spirituality, right? But if you're still not sure, or if you're kind of been tugging, or you're just interested, I just want to kind of snap this. I kind of just want to imprint this into you, right? We're all spiritual beings. We're all on a spiritual journey. Every single one of us. That you may be like, yo, Jaden, what are you talking about? I'm not religious. I'm not into this woo-wah shit. I'm not even into like the metaphysical philosophy side of it. And I'd be like, yo, that's cool, gang. None of that actually matters. You know why? Because you have a soul. Can you deny that? Can you deny that there is something about yourself that is beyond this body? If I cut your hand off right now, what would happen? Would you still be you? Yeah, you'd still be you. You just wouldn't have your hand. It's fine. Okay, so that means that the body is not you, because without some of the body, you're still completely yourself. Okay, and so what about the mind? Well, if you lost a certain memory, if you just didn't remember something from yesterday that your mind wanted you to hold on to, would you be any less yourself? Are you not yourself now? What if this certain emotion that you were holding on to in one moment passed by, and then eventually another one came, like all emotions, like all thoughts do? It's like, does that mean that you're constantly changing with your thoughts and with your emotions? From a lower self, from an egoic perspective, from a relative perspective, from the perspective of the individual, from the unique self, from the human perspective. Yeah, yes, that is true. However, from the perspective of the absolute, from the mind of the all, from the eye of God, you are eternal. You are a fractal of the source. You are a mask that God's used. You are a mask that God uses to know itself, to experience itself in a million different ways, billions, and honestly, infinite different ways. Because that is your nature, infinite. And it is the evolution of our journey, of our soul, to go from one point to another, to evolve, to learn, and to return back to the source. Earlier, I don't know if you saw, but I had a little visual on the whiteboard during the time lapse. This was probably in the first literally the first 5 seconds, if that, of the video, just because the time lapse was so fast. But I had a depiction of the lower self and the higher self. That's a law of one concept. That's not that important. But basically, your spiritual journey is the journey of your soul evolving. growing, and eventually returning back to the source, back to God. And so it's not about if you're on a spiritual journey or not, because you are. Not a discussion. It's about if you're aware of it or not. And once you start getting aware, everything changes. Once you start getting aware, victimhood starts melting away. Melting away. Because you see that the struggles, the traumas, the difficulties in life, all of these things that you thought happened to you, that you thought sucked, that you thought made you a piece of shit, that you thought held you back from being the person that you wanted to be, all of those things get viewed from a higher perspective, the perspective of the absolute, the perspective of the all, the perspective of God, the perspective of the highest, seeing through the eye of the infinite intelligence, the eye of God. When you can do that and you can see that, no, these things didn't happen to me, they happened for me. That's when everything shifts. That's when you go from victim consciousness to creator consciousness. That's when you go to, this happened to me so I can learn, so I can evolve, so I can grow, and so I can evolve and get to the point where I return back to the source. Back to completely encompassed in the love of the absolute. See, we got super esoteric there at the end, as we tend to do. as we tend to do. Yeah, so what got you here won't get you there. You know, evolving is about evolving. I mean, it's literally that. It's like adaptation means that you have to change. Like I said earlier, it's like playing a video game, right? You start playing a video game and you use like, oh man, this is a perfect example. Yeah, all my Minecrafters, I got you right now. When you start playing Minecraft, what's the first kind of sword you craft? Probably a wooden one. Might be a cobblestone one, most likely, right? It's a wooden or a cobblestone sword. Most likely is the first kind of sword that you craft, because you probably need one for the first few nights that you're alive, right? Killing zombies before you find iron. Now, granted, you might find iron the first night. That happens. There are many possibilities, infinite possibilities in Minecraft. I'm not gonna lie, thinking about it now, Minecraft is super esoteric. You create your reality. You are the creator. All of it is imagination. That's pretty crazy. Let's get back to the point of the video. So you craft a wooden or stone sword at first, right? And you use those swords to kill your zombies, kill your skeletons, maybe kill some creepers, right? But I'm not gonna lie, killing Enderman with a wooden or a cobblestone sword, that shit gets kind of rough. Maybe you got cooked and you got armor spawning. Niggas you got mobs with armor spawning in. Maybe I was thinking about this the other day. It was so funny. I was like, hold up, bro. Spider jockey's okay. A spider with a skeleton on top of it, alright. But who the fuck over at Mojang was smoking some shit where they was like, yo, let's put a baby zombie on top of a chicken. Like, what? What? Huh? Nah, the chicken jockey, they was wilding with that one. I'm not gonna lie. They was wilding. So I'm like, okay, interesting. Anyways, if any of those came, you would probably be getting cooked if you only had a wood or a stone sword, because they're just weak. They're weak swords. They don't have as much hit points, right? As much damage. They don't have as much attack, and so they take more hits to effectively kill the monsters. Now, let's say you're a few nights, maybe you're on day 4, day 5 of your Minecraft journey, right? Not like real life, like Minecraft time. You got your iron now, cool. Maybe you even got lucky and found some diamonds at this point. So you got your iron sword, you got your diamond sword, awesome. Maybe you have a gold sword, but gold's trash, you know, because it likes to break and shit. So we don't fuck with gold sometimes. Most of the time we don't fuck with gold. So maybe you have your gold sword, but most likely you have your iron or your diamond sword. Now your iron and your diamond swords, litty, you know what I mean? And with your iron and diamond swords, of course, you can kill the skeletons and the zombies and the creepers and blah, blah, but you also have an easier time killing Enderman and shit. You also have an easier time killing these crazy-ass spider jockeys and chicken jockeys and shit. And you know what you also have an easier time doing? Killing the fucking Ender Dragon. But you know what makes that killing? You know what makes killing the Ender Dragon even easier? Enchantments. Boom. It's like, bro, progression. Like, honestly, dude, being a gamer teaches you so many lessons. I'm not gonna lie. Although I don't love, nah, fuck it. I love the fact that I was a gamer, of course. I love the fact that I put tons of hours into video games. I was about to say I don't love the fact that I did that, but I would be denying a part of myself. That would be separation. And any separation in yourself creates more separation in your reality. Any separation in yourself creates suffering. No suffering will be here. I love that part of myself because that is who I am. And that part of myself taught me a lot of lessons. But I was gonna say that I held a bit of you know what I mean? Just like a bit of wishing that I didn't waste that time almost and put it towards other skills. But I learned so much as my time during a gamer. I had so much fun. But what got you, you know, we all progress. What's effective in the beginning won't be effective in the middle. It won't be effective at the end, right? No one's gonna be trying to fucking kill an Ender Dragon with a wooden or a stone sword. If you're doing that, yo, you're a G. Fucking pound that shit, dog. Honestly, you got my respect if you're trying to kill the Ender Dragon with a stone sword. Keep it a buck. But realistically, it doesn't happen that way, right? You work up. You have your wood and your stone sword. Your wood and your stone sword. Then you get your iron, your diamond sword. Then you get your enchantments. I think there's like new shit now. There's like new ore and shit. Yeah, it's like the netherite. Yeah, like netherite. Netherite is OP. You can enchant netherite, bro. Like the progression. But it's like for higher level mobs, higher level equipment is required. For higher level problems, higher level thinking is required. I got the goat right here. Hold up. Boom. I got the goat right here. And what did Einstein say? Einstein said that you can't solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that created it. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. All right, we're going to wrap this up soon because I've been yapping for a long time. Actually, I want to sit back down. I'm going to sit back down. All right, there we go. You can't solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that created it. And so elevate, raise your consciousness, reprogram your mind, right? Look to people who are where you want to be. Go within yourself, figure out where those, you know, things in yourself are that are in the shadow. Like I said, like I just did. I was almost about to deny a part of myself that was a gamer, about to be like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I was like, and although it was subtle, that was a part of myself, denying myself, separating myself from myself. And I'm like, nah, I love that part of myself. And I have to see that with love. And I have to meet that. And I have to greet that. And I have to accept that. Because that is what healing is about. I was talking about my dog Sam earlier with his self-improvement journey, with my self-improvement journey. I now love self-improvement because I see self-improvement as a vehicle for spiritual evolution. I just also know that I have to see self-improvement through my personal esoteric self-improvement lens because I bring this non-dualistic perspective. I bring this perspective of meeting yourself with love instead of with hate, you know, or instead of with guilt or shame. You know, negative emotions can be powerful fuel sources. Absolutely. You actually, it's already in the frame. You see it right here. Use the darkness. If you got that shit, use it. It's okay. But at the end of the day, it's like, do you want to be running on darkness forever? You know, the reason I have this painting this is the perfect thing to close out with. This is the perfect story. This is the perfect analogy to close out with in terms of what got you here won't get you there, in terms of you have to evolve. Batman versus Nightwing. This is literally like, I love Batman. Batman is my third favorite superhero. It's Nightwing, then it's Spider-Man, then it's Batman. Okay? I think Nightwing is a better superhero than Batman. I think Nightwing's a better man than Batman. Let me tell you why. Both Nightwing and Batman both had their parents killed when they were super young, right in front of them. Both traumatized. And both of them it was crime, right? And so they both went out on this journey of being a hero. Batman really, really, really went inside of himself and went to a very, very, very dark and very, honestly, depressing place, really, if you think about it. And although Batman came and he used all that to forge himself, to make a weapon out of himself, to make himself into a master of detective skills, a master of combatant, a master of combat, a master of cunning, of finesse, of stealth, all of these things. Batman, although he uses his darkness for the light, he still operates almost completely in the darkness. And that affects his mental. And that keeps him dark mentally. Which is why he needs to have so many, people around him who can bring that light into him, because that darkness is just so apparent inside of him. And that's okay. That's Batman's persona. That's how he is. But I think there's a certain amount to say for what Dick Grayson, for what Nightwing, for what the first Robin was able to become after he was the first Robin. Because he started in a similar situation to Batman. Parents dead, orphaned. But fortunately, he had a mentor. If you've ever watched Young Justice is literally my favorite show of all time. There's a moment where the heroes, the Justice League, they're sitting like at their round table and they're talking about new members or whatever, and they're kind of like in the argument right now. They're talking about the team, the Young Justice team, should they be in the league, blah blah blah, the age kind of thing. And Wonder Woman kind of made this hit at Batman, because she was kind of getting at him for kind of inducting Nightwing into a life, or inducting Robin into a life of fighting crime at 9 years old, right? And Batman said that he needed to bring his parents' killers to justice. And Wonder Woman responds and she says, "So he can turn out like you?" And Batman responded, "So he wouldn't." And I think that right there shows the darkness that Batman was in. The fact that Batman knew that he probably couldn't get himself out of there, but that he knew he could show someone else how to not be that way. He could show someone, he could be the reason that someone else didn't face the same darkness that he had to face. And so Nightwing, Robin, Dick Grayson, whatever, he came up as Robin. And he came up in the darkness right next to the Caped Crusader. That's a dark job. Working right next to the Batman. I can't imagine that thing, it was a bunch of light all the time. But Dick Grayson himself, he was the light. He was the embodiment. And eventually he left Batman. He stopped being Robin. He became his own man, Nightwing. And as Nightwing, he's made waves. He was the leader of the Teen Titans as Robin, but he's led other teams. He's led the Titans again as Nightwing. He's also led the Justice League. I think he might be the leader of the Justice League now. No? I think he might be, actually. He literally became Batman when Batman was gone. Honestly, I think Nightwing would probably be a better Batman than Batman. We can argue that, but the point I was trying to make is that Nightwing evolved. Nightwing can use the darkness, but he doesn't solely operate in it. He operates in the light, and he knows how to manipulate either one for the light. And I feel like there's like stage 1 or stage 0, which is like completely traumatized. There's stage 1 where there's alchemist, transmuter. There we go. And that's like Batman, where Batman can actually use the suffering that he's gone through to help people. But the fuel, it's dark. It's kind of dirty almost. And this is actually what a lot of entrepreneurs say. Like they're strictly going off pain, off negative emotion. They just want to change. And this is what a lot of us self-improvement guys, or anyone, self-improvement women as well. A lot of people in self-improvement get onto self-improvement because they hate their life. They want to change. And that's okay. Wanting to change that's awesome. That's completely fine. Wanting to change, wanting to grow, wanting to evolve, that's a part of life. That is life. But this negative emotion, like I said, it can only be viable for so long. And eventually people switch from the negative emotion, the negative fuel, to the positive fuel. And instead of being fueled by pain, they start being fueled by purpose, right? That is when you start really operating in the light. And although Batman does operate through purpose, Batman still operates a lot through pain as well. And I feel like Batman is much more, in this Two-Face. Batman operates kind of in this dualistic light versus dark, manipulating both for either one. And although Nightwing can manipulate the darkness for the light, he tends to just stay in the light more often than not. And I think that's like stage 2, stage 3, you know what I mean? That's like the evolution. And I feel like every time you evolve, new opportunities get available to you. Batman could be a great leader, but realistically, I don't think Batman would be a great sole leader of the Justice League. I love Batman and Superman as co-leaders of the Justice League because they serve different purposes. But in my opinion, Nightwing is a great guy to do both of those things. He's the guy for both of those. He's the visionary and he's the practical leader. He's the creative and the actual business savvy guy. It's like Superman's the visionary and Batman's the tech savvy the tech savvy skilled guy, right? And Nightwing's just both. And so it's evolving. And I feel like there's self-improvement, which is stage 1, which is operating in the darkness. And I feel like there's spirituality, which is stage 2, which is operating more in the light. But if you get too into, the ideological cosmos side, like I said earlier, you're still too tipped into you're tipped off balance. Like I said, Nightwing still uses the darkness. That's a necessary part of life. Using both, having both, but not being too swayed to one side or the other, I guess also. Being able to hold both in your sight and see which serves you best. Yeah. All right, I'm going to finish this up. Honestly, we went on a tangent there. But I feel like it was very good. I feel like that was definitely relatable. I love the Batman analogy to self-improvement and evolving. I feel like you can really put that to any journey, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Yo gang, poppin'. So I was gonna edit later, and I realized I actually didn't give you guys any action step prompts. So here's the action step prompt. This video, the pitfall of self-improvement, was about how the things that you're currently doing may or may not be making you progress towards the goals that you want to make progress towards. Right? What got you to where you currently are may or may not get you to where you want to go. And so I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. Grab a piece of paper, right? Grab a journal, maybe just hop on your phone, right? Your notes app. I want you to ask yourself these 2 questions. 1, what do I currently feel how do I currently feel like I'm making progress towards my goals, right? Ask yourself that, because when you ask yourself, right, when we ask ourselves questions, we then allow ourselves to receive answers. Where do these answers come from? They usually come from our intuition, from our divine will, from the highest source of intelligence that we can receive from. But we actually have to allow ourselves to receive that. Last week I wrote a letter, I think it was the first of my daily letters, called "You're Not Lost, You're Not Listening." And so when we ask questions, we give our intuition the opportunity to give us answers. And if we listen to those answers, it'll take us where we want to go. And so we ask ourselves, do I feel like I'm currently making progress towards my goals by doing the things that I'm currently doing? Do I feel like I'm currently making progress? If yes, awesome, just keep doing the things you're doing. If no, ask yourself, what actions can I take? What's a step I can take? What's just one step? Just the next step I can take that's going to start making me progress in this new direction, right? So first question, do I feel like I'm making progress? If yes, awesome, keep doing it. If not, ask yourself, what action, what's the first step I can take towards this new direction to start making new progress? That's your action step, gang. Get to it. I'm hyped for Road to Renaissance. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Do it today. Be better for it tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay loving. Catch y'all, gang. I ain't never been one for that lush shit. Only been on that money and drug shit. Catch a op, you know, yay finna dumb shit. In my way, I'ma spread your husband. Hold up. And my diamonds too blue, they gon' flush him. Get in my way, I'm my niggas gon' dumb shit. Get in my way, cause I'm not making moves with these niggas. Not really pulling these triggers. Not really moving suspicious. These niggas too pussy, can't chill with these niggas. These niggas be moving like bitches. I keep me a Drake, I ain't joshing and joking with niggas. Ain't no I can cool with these. I'm trapping and rapping, I'm mowing in school with these niggas. I'm straight trying to move all these figures.